All right, a very good mid July the 4th. This is second recording of the day. Boy, yeah, I'm cranking out a lot of material here, huh? But I look at it like this: education is never ending, never ending. We should always strive to learn. I do read all of your comments, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, just a little bit of my 2 cents. If you've got something pessimistic, negative to say, um, I don't care. I don't pay attention to you. I might not respond to you. If you're an intelligent thinking person, and especially when you guys put like FYI for your information, um, I don't need really, you trying to educate me in that context. If it's something that pertains to that can expand on my wisdom, that's a different story. But your lowball comments, calling me names, just shows that you are a Homo-Inferior. Now, that's the subject of this discussion. Homo-Inferior, Homo-Superior, and what's the difference? We're all Homo sapiens, right? Man derived from ape, preposterous. The Planet of the Apes, the original in the 60s. I knew an actress that was in 4 of the 5 movies. I knew her personally. She passed away. She was a very nice person, Natalie Trundy. She was actually married to Arthur P. Jacobs, who was the creator, the producer of the films, of the original. Unfortunately, never got to meet him because he passed away in 71, I think, before I was born. Natalie was the widow. So it happened that I had a friend, and it was like our drinking buddies, and he was her caretaker. And you know, I wouldn't, really talk about films to her a lot. I treated her as a person. If she wanted to talk about it or something, I was over there. It was kind of cool. But anyway, we're all supposed to be human beings, the Homo sapien, all supposed to be treated equal as such. But equal can be a very vague term. We're all endowed with the same inalienable rights, privileges, supposed to be treated, with the same freedoms as free people in the U.S. Well, yeah, but I kind of go against the narrative when I hear, you gotta understand, like, they can block off roads for people of higher status, close down sidewalks, for movie premieres, for celebrity status and stuff. You have to walk around. You got to go all the way around. Why? It's a public sidewalk. Well, unfortunately, the power that's reserved right now for the powerful people and guarded by security and usually police. I've seen it, and even not at big movie premieres. I'm talking like guild theaters and stuff when a lot of powerful people gather. They are looked after and protected. For high net worth individuals that run major entertainment companies. When they gather all together, there's somebody watching their back and making sure you don't get too close unless you are invited. Hence the separation. You see? Well, we're all equal here. Not exactly. It's a vague term. Okay? So, what is the difference? What is a homo inferior? Did as far as I know, I've come up with these terms. Um, and when you hear my definition, I hope that you have enough intellect to understand why not everybody's the same. With the exceptions, there's people that have mental illnesses and things and problems. You go back a couple episodes, I talked about my altercation yesterday uh, in Union Union Station. That I was going to take the train to this dance. With older people, have fun. Well, I'll repeat the story because it's worth my analogy describing what in my opinion is a Homo-Inferior. And this young guy with his dog, we're waiting on the platform, and this guy with his little dog, he was trying to shove his dog into this little bag. I really didn't notice the shove, but I noticed the words that came out of this guy's mouth in a very hostile tone. Get in the fucking bag! Get in the fucking bag! This needs to be said once. Okay. An animal is not an inanimate object. It is a living, breathing being. It's a mammal. I have my own views when I see people talking to their dogs like they understand English. Okay, there are commands, I understand, sit and everything. I've just never understood for the life of me why somebody has to command their dog to sit in a corner if the dog is positioned, on all fours, standing, not moving. What is this need for control and power over your animal like it's your slave? I thought animals are supposed to be our companions and our friends. This is the way I perceive things. I just don't understand. Oh, it makes them show just why? Why are they going? They're standing there, not going anywhere. Or does it sit? Why don't you sit at the corner and see how uncomfortable it is to have to move your joints and everything, especially if you get older and everything, to sit for no reason. You don't do nobody tells you for no reason to do something. And I just see these people, the way they treat their animals. Now, at a corner or something, that's not somebody that I would consider Homo-Inferior. Okay, don't misconstrue. But that guy, what he did to that dog, and then raising his voice and getting right in the face of that older man for no reason, and then coming after me, and then going after that woman. That's a Homo-Inferior is what it is. It's a low life. It's an uneducated imbecile. And the problem is, we teach that guy a lesson. Is that how you teach somebody a lesson in life? By pulverizing them? Who told you that? Where does that come from? That's not how you teach. You can't teach stupid. Hostility like that. Yeah, then great. Then I can't go to my dancing thing. Because I fucking, I knew I could have done something, physical to them. What does that do? Just gets me in trouble. I don't need that. I don't need them getting in the way of my life. But they will try. They will try. But you see, I am not a Homo-Inferior. I'm on my way beyond the average level of thinking. The average level of thinking is like there, where you try to rationalize with somebody like that. That's what an average person does. An average mind, an average person tries to rationalize with this Homo-Inferior person. Hey man, calm down. Yeah, it should be.
That's what an average person does. And then you have somebody above that, the Homo superior. The Homo superior is 2 steps way above this bottom feeder nothing, this trash, negative, garbage scowl, whatever. The Homo superior is above the average level thinker. The Homo superior sees all this shit and knows exactly how to deal with it. Because they're above. They're above in all walks of life. It's a combination of things. You know, it's like they're masters of everything. Money is not their problem. They know how to treat their body. They know how to, like, who to relate with and who not to. They're beyond the average level of them, way beyond that. You can't get anything on these people. They're, you know, and you think you were at that level? You fucking crazy. It's a enlightened being. Human, it's beyond. You think everybody's the same? You're a fucking idiot if you think that. I'm sorry. You got to understand something. The most people are the sheep, okay? The average, the simpleton, the simps. That's what most people are, okay? I'm very, very, very sorry to tell you. That's the problem. You're hurting people's feelings. And that's when people start to criticize. Because nobody likes to be told they're nothing special. You are unique in some facet. But you are not, that can be considered that you're special. Okay, what makes you special? You have to understand there are people at different levels. Not everybody is the same. But most people are your average. Okay? You have to understand that. Average level mindset, average level earning capacity, average level power within society to do things. They are not up here, okay? And they're not down there. The people down there are your garbage of society, okay? And there's plenty of that out there. And the problem is that those garbage people get a lot of attention on the news. That sucks. That fucking sucks. Those Homo-Inferiors. You know, the no-gooders. I guess are brought out into light and stuff. But what they're doing when you show these people on television, you're giving them a spotlight. You're giving them credit and validation for what they did. Or whatever. I took my camera phone out. That guy, he knew. I could have been a little smarter and said something real good. Dude, just keep going, man. Everybody's gonna see what kind of person you are, man. Keep going. He wouldn't have liked that. You don't want to know, even somebody, a Nimrod, a guy like that. He knew too. I took a picture. I pretended I was anyway. He saw taking pictures of me. Damn right I am. You want my attention? You fucking got it. I wasn't taking it personally, but I try to take a stand. I wasn't really getting involved with the dog thing. He was picking on the old man really hard. And the train conductor goes, I said, we have limited security on the weekends. Limited security on the weekends, July the 4th, you know? There's people coming in, going around. You don't have fucking one armed fucking, you don't have anybody for all problems. Okay, get somebody fucking here to deal with this. I walked from one end of Union Station to the other in the span of the 3.5 minutes, whatever. You don't have fucking anybody that can help you in an emergency or something like that? Or did he hit you? Did he do something? What if he did? It was extreme verbal harassment with 3 people. This guy was dangerous, okay? And someone was going to get hurt eventually. Could hurt somebody else. You don't know. There needs to be. There has to be. They need to fucking hire people. They need to get them there. People need to be protected against fucking psychos like that, homo-inferiors like that. They're out there. Excuses. Excuses. We don't have anybody for that. You don't have anybody, then it shouldn't be open. You don't have anybody. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Can't afford to hire the transportation business or whatever, can't afford to have armed security or whatever, like all these. That's the fucking problem with this society. You're not giving away opportunities out there. You're cutting back with everything. You can thank, all these government, city, all this kind of shit, okay? You can thank them all for that, for making life harder for people. Instead of, hey, we need people for these jobs, man. They have a surplus, they should be paying whatever. As much as, there's like no money for that. There's no money to hire people for safety and protection. They don't want to, that's why. It's not my, I'm not going to go down there, stand on a milk crate and complain that they hire more enforcement to help people. You couldn't even see the train. What number? It didn't say nothing. Nobody out there saying, "Hey, last call for the train going to the Moore Park, Chatsworth, or whatever." People getting on the wrong train. And then the guy jokes with me. Another fucking homo-inferior, but dumb. The guy barely, I almost got crushed in the door getting through. Barely made it through. And the guy with his wife or whoever, I go, man, mate, I just want to make sure I'm on the right train. He goes, oh, this one's going to San Bernardino. He goes, oh, no, I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. Moore Park. That's not very funny. And I said that. I made sure and said that. Because I was going the wrong way. Because the train that's supposed to go down the ocean side or whatever. They said they moved it to another track. So I went to that track, and I thought maybe the train's leaving 10 minutes early or something. I didn't have time because I was dealing with this idiot. I had to go get security. Homo-inferiors. Now, the commuter guy, you see, there's Homo-inferior also. See, it's a big group of below. It encompasses your troublemakers and your all these garbage people, but it also includes your people of below average intellect to me. A comment made like that, joking about like where you need to go, is a Homo-inferior level comment. It's not funny. I never do that, ever. People take where they need to go very seriously. Somebody gets on the train, if I say, yeah, no, it's going to here. Oh, I'm just kidding. The fuck taught you to be like that? Who taught you that? Your dumb parents? They're morons too. They're Homo-inferiors also. Doing dumb things that demonstrates, you're down here. And that's like saying a lot, because the average is nothing special. The average sheep is nothing special. It's a simp. You know what a simp is? It stands for simpleton. A simpleton is somebody that has never took any chances in life, never stuck their neck out there, never tried to be anything any more than they never, whatever creative ideas they had in their mind, they never went ahead and wrote it even down for fear of public ridicule, of embarrassment, of anything. They never took a chance. They just they're a common. They're nothing. They have nothing worth, like, really, that they strive for. They never tried. They never really failed at anything hard. They never really, because of fear of society, they said, I'm just going to be like everybody else. I'm going to be. I'll give you an example of a simp. I'll give you a perfect example. There's a guy that works at this Rite Aid, and that I don't need to tell you where because it's irrelevant. And this guy, he's been there. He's like probably, I don't know how old he is now, maybe close to 70, and he's there all the time. And what he does, he doesn't do cashiering. He he puts stuff back on the shelves and he cleans up the garbage outside. And I asked him, I said, hey, how long? He said, oh, I've been here a long time. I've been here since the 70s. So, really? And I said, why aren't you the manager or something like that here? And he goes, I don't want to be. I don't want to be. He didn't want to be anything. He didn't want to be anything. Think about that. You don't want to be anything. Wow. That's a simp, my friend. There's so many people out there that at least tried to get no recognition of nothing, but at least they tried. They got beaten out by somebody that was stronger, bigger, faster as an athlete. They didn't score high enough on a certain test that could have gotten them into this and that. I have a friend, I talked to him today. Nicest guy in the world. He's a simp though. He's a guy that never really went after anything in his life. Nothing. He missed getting his GED by 1 point. He went to like an adult school, he told me, for 2 years. Never really even talked to him about it because he's just not, he's a simp, He's a sub too. But the thing is, like, simp and a sub. Jeez. So what happened? You went to adult school for 2 years. You take good notes. You write everything down. You try, study. I don't even have to ask. I know what the answer is. I don't have to ask. You missed it by that 1 point to get his GED. High school equivalency, sorry. What's that 1 point? Okay. Let's analyze the value of the point. The 1 point means that so you don't get your GED. That means you don't have high school equivalency diploma. I think you can attend a community college. I'm almost positive without a GED. How many jobs from bagging groceries at a supermarket might require a high school diploma? I'm not sure. I think so. Military job, something, anything. Think about what the value of that 1 point of not getting it. What does that say about you? Not to try again, even. What does that say about you? You spent 2 years trying to do something and you couldn't, and then you couldn't, want to hire like a tutor and say, hey, let's try to figure this thing out. What's going on here? And it doesn't mean much to him. Then what does? Then what does mean anything? That 1 point is fucking everything, okay? It's everything in life. It's everything. You watch Any Given Sunday, that movie, Al Pacino plays a coach. We fight, we crawl, we for every inch. Because when all those inches add up, that's the difference between winning and losing, between living and dying. It's everything. It's everything, that 1 point. You don't understand what it could open the doors for everything when you have no connections or anything. So the guy that never did anything, never amounted to anything. Okay? Nice guy, my friend. Well, I love him, everything. He's a good person. But dude's got nothing to show for his life, nothing. 60 years old, and you have nothing. Why? What's going on? It's because of that 1 point. That's why. That 1 point, and it's called, it's. Do you remember? Watch the first Rocky. Watch very carefully. The end of the fight, the whole thing, the last round, whatever. Mickey, stay down, kid. Stay down, kid. We got him. Rocky just don't put up a whole big fight until that last round. But he got up. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. It's the most important part of the whole fucking movie. Apollo Creed turns around. Carl Weathers looks at him. This fucker's getting up. The 12th round or whatever. And what happened? He went the whole distance. He fucking nailed him. That one almost fucking knocked out the champ. Made a fool out of him. Made a fucking fool out of the heavyweight champion of the world. Okay? Like going the distance the whole way. Almost beat him. Because he prepared himself. He knew he could do it. He knew. Everybody else doesn't need to know nothing. Those people in the crowd, those sheep, they know nothing, okay? They don't need to know. They pay. Let them pay, okay? Let them watch. You know what a watcher is? You know what a watcher is? Somebody that never has taken any action, okay? They're watching. They can't take the hits, okay? And that's what that guy is. It takes a real fucking warrior to be in the ring of life. Really, to take the hits from women telling you, no, that's a hit. Telling you, come on, it's a hit. You're fucking crazy, man. That's a hit. I've taken more hits than you can fucking believe, okay? Guys getting in my face like that, though, when I started this whole channel. Brazen motherfuckers. I took the hits. Because they want me out of there. They don't want me getting anything. Without them saying it. That's what they want. They want you to lose. They want you to miss. And that's how they get you out of there, by beating you to your knees and keeping you there. And that's what happened to my friend that missed his GED by 1 point. Got beaten to his knees and held there. And held there. Now, I think it's some woman or something, threw a comment, a curveball at me. Okay? She knows who she is. I don't care who she is. But that's a homo-inferior comment. You have a chance to better yourself. Learning from you? Partially. Yes. Yes. Because I learn from people that are better than me too. I humble myself. Okay? I never said I know it all. I never did say that. But if you have a closed mind and you're not willing to learn and you're throwing, calling me names, guess what that shows what you are. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. When you put somebody down, look in the mirror, because that's who you have to deal with. Who wants that? That's why you don't get. I guarantee you. Garbage attracts garbage, okay? You're probably alone. If you're not alone, whoever your companion is also garbage, okay? Because water seeks its own level. It has to. There are exceptions where a quality man or a quality woman is with a piece of shit, okay? Because that piece of shit, is a provider or something. He's still a homo-inferior. He might have money. He's still a piece of shit, in my opinion. Because if you treat people like that, you are. You are. You could have money and still be a homo-inferior because of who you are as a person inside. That's the real determining factor of it. But our society doesn't really say, well, you have money, you're something. Okay? You know? Did I say I believe everything what the society says? Do I go along with everybody's level of thinking? The norm, the simps, the sheep's way of thinking? Or do I educate myself and I think things and I want to learn? I say, you know what? Something doesn't seem right to me. I'm going to challenge the narrative of this. I don't agree. Don't you watch the news? Do you realize when you watch something, you don't choose? They tell you what they want to tell you. You're a watcher. There's a big difference between researching and reading than being a fucking watcher, okay? Most people are, they're fucking watchers, okay? They sit there and they watch whatever's told to them. There's partial learning in there, maybe. But that's not real learning. That's a little something. That's like a morsel, a little crumb to something. Oh, did you hear what happened today on the thing? About that guy, what he did. Oh my God, what a bad person. Boy, I'll tell you, boy, that's a lot of learning right there. Giving attention to some piece of shit that whatever did something bad, glorifying them and scaring you. Ask you, what's the last book you read? You know, as the average person, I don't know what they said, one book every 3 years or something. I don't have time to read. You don't have time to read. You know why? Because you're sitting there watching stupid shit on television, not educating yourself. You know, at least look stuff up. You know, be curious about something. Try to challenge your mind. Mindless entertainment. What does that do? What does that do? What it does, it makes you're giving these actors. That's all you're doing is making them rich, and you're making yourself stupid. Is what you're doing. You're the fool. I hate to say it, but you are being fooled. Okay, through mindless entertainment. You're wasting. They're working. I listened to this thing on GQ where Daisy Ridley talked. You know, Ray, the girl that played Ray, they're interviewing her or something, and they said, you know, okay, can you go over the scene one thing? The scene with Snoke. You know, like she's got her laptop out. It's like you could see the background. I don't know if there's a house or something, but it's like nothing around. It's real nice, nothing around, beautiful area or something. And they're showing the scene where she's in the Snoke's, you know, throne room, Kylo Ren, and you see what she's, you know, not the scene, but her watching the scene, and she's like concentrating. She's like concentrating. She's looking at like her how she acted in that scene, and then she goes, "I think I've seen this movie in its entirety once." The star of the movie has maybe have seen The Last Jedi once. Think about that. She's not there to be entertained. She's there to work. Okay? Understand something about how people that are above their thinking process is. They're not wasting time. They're not fucking around. They say, I've read this article, or I've heard of this, I forget, but the point is important. They say there's 3 types of people, from low to high. Your lowest level of people are your gossipers. They talk about, you know, other people. You hear about, oh, you hear about that happened, now that guy did that, yeah. That's your lowest. Then you have your next level up of people that talk about current events, politics and everything. Oh, what do you think about this voting for, you know, what do you think about what's going on in the world? What, you know? And then you have your top tier people that are your inventors, that are the doers, and that are the creators. They don't have time to talk about the current events or any shit like that, unless it's for research or they need. They talk about other people. This is irrelevant. Who cares? They're your creators. They're your producers. They're your inventors. They're the people that make the shit happen. Those are the people up here. Where are you? Think about that. Okay? You're not up here. Okay? That's fucking hard to get to. Those people, they could be people that have been grinding away for years trying to make, like, make their dream come true, the book that they read or something. You just don't know. And the ones that have notoriety, the ones that are up there, they're not brand new either. They've been grinding away for years to move up to get there. You see the Mandalorian? You watch Mandalorian? Look at the guy who fucking, produced, created, Jon Favreau. He was acting 30 years ago in the movie Swingers. Okay? Didn't he direct Iron Man or something? That's a doer. That's here. The people that talk about, you see the show, they're here. Or they're even down here. I can't even show you where they're at. That's how it works. Okay? That's how it works. And then you tell people like that, you're not here, you're down here, and people get offended. Sorry. You want to lie to people? Because that's what kind of like parents do. They don't want to hurt your feelings. Oh, go join the military, and in boot camp. You think they give a fuck about your feelings? You're a soldier now. You're not a baby. But I live in this area where these people, they're like these pansies. Just the way, I'm scaring them in the gym by me punching a punching bag. How are you scaring people? Because I'm trying really hard? I'm scaring you by my work ethic? Because you're nothing. You're probably someone that wishes you had an intensity like mine, a drive like mine. And I have nothing. I'm not a successful, in my mind, I'm not a successful guy based on the standards of Los Angeles. Try, okay? And what I mean by trying is not being a fool, not allowing people when they say fake it till you make it. Fake, fake. Do you know what that word is? Fake. It's an act. You go around acting, pretending you're somebody you're not, and being a phony, and pretending nobody sees through that smoke screen, just like those bullies that picked on me in the first episode. You can go back and listen to. Those are phonies. They're down there. The Homo-Inferior. That's where they belong. Now, somebody that's sincerely trying their best and really trying to apply themselves to be like the best person they can, they don't fall in that category of Homo-Inferior. And they don't fall in that category of the average sheep. They're not there. But there's a gray area. There's a chasm. There's a chasm between the average and then the people way up there. It's a gray area. And those people that are working their ass off to better themselves intellectually, as a better person, to be the best human being they can, they're on their way up there. They're on their way at maybe a very slow pace. It's so small, but they're in that gray area. And you don't see them because they didn't make it. They're not there yet. But they sure as hell are not your average sheep. They're not, because those people are trying. I hope you understand this analogy. I don't know. I think, it'd be a good book to write, something about, talk about that. But you're going to offend a lot of people. If a lot of people listen to stuff like this, you're going to piss people off. And it's okay. It's okay. Because there's a lot of people out there that they can't take the hits. Okay? Maybe when they were young or something, and they were told by somebody, a parent or something, that they killed their dream. Somebody like they really trusted. They told their mom or something, "Mom, I want to be like a ballerina." And like the mom's like, "You got to get a job, sweetheart. Make money. You're not going to be no ballerina, dancer, whatever." They crushed the life out of that person like this. Took their fucking dream from them. What if it was a guy? What if like boy told his parents, "I want to be like a ballet dancer"? Are you fucking crazy? Go get a job at the post office. They're hiring like for the summer or something. You need to build a life. You're gonna be no fucking dancer. You ever hear of Mikhail Baryshnikov? You don't have to be a dance fan. Everybody on the planet knows who that is. Well, you know what I mean. I have no interest in ballet whatsoever, and I even know who that is. Or the movie Billy Elliot, which I never seen. Worldwide notoriety for doing things a little bit differently. It takes real cojones in life to go after a passion like that where there's probably no money to be made. To go, you're fighting the force of society to go after what you believe in. You said, "This is who I am. I got to do this." And everybody said, "What are you fucking doing? What are you crazy? Stupid. You're not making no money. You're not making nothing." The movie Field of Dreams. You'll lose everything, Ray. Kevin Costner, remember? If you've never seen Field of Dreams, then you haven't seen something that's really incredible. Okay? Now, I was a baseball player. I'm going to relate to it more because it's a baseball thing, but there's an incredible story in there. Ray Kinsella. That's why Kevin Costner was in it. That's why James Earl Jones was in it. They will come, Ray. Terrence Mann, the author, James Earl Jones played. They will come, Ray. Darth Vader's voice. It's a very good movie. This farm, baseball field there, cornfield in Iowa. It's really there. The field is there. And he was told by voices, "If you build it, they will come." The fuck does that mean? He had to cut down the whole fucking his whole crop to build this baseball field. That's his money. He had to do it though. Like months went by. It's, what are you trying to build this baseball field? And then you find out why he had to build a baseball field. And then the foreclosure guy, the bank guy was his friend or whatever. So the bank says you're being foreclosed on. You have to make you have money for the mortgage. He said, I don't care. I don't care. This is what I had to do. You'll lose everything, Gray. His whole life, his house, everything, his farm. He's got a kid and his wife. But he knew in his heart, I had to do this. That's what had to be done. How many people would do that? You know, like would chase their dreams or whatever all the way to the end and then some. Not many. Not many. Okay? You know why? Because most people live on that level. Or the average. Okay? The average. Go get a job. Go make money. Job. Just over bills. Okay? There's a lot of people that work and they ain't got nothing. They're huge credit card debts and more, all these things. They got to get the new car that comes out, whatever. They're getting by. Maybe once or twice a year they can afford a vacation or something. Oh, get away for a couple of days. Oh, yeah, great. Get away from a couple of days. Get away for a couple of days. What are you getting away from? What are you running from? You're running from your life is what you're running from. And guess what? A couple goes around, comes around, and it has to come back. It has to come back. And you get a couple days away from it. Oh, wow. Boy, that's real living. That's real fucking living. It's not living. It's bullshit. You went along with the narrative. You went along with everybody else, and you went along with what society told you to do. Okay? It's fit right in like everybody else. Because if you tried to do something different, you'd be an anomaly. You would be criticized, scrutinized, told you're crazy or whatever. But you went along and did everything like everybody else did. I don't know. I don't know. Like, provide security. Okay, fine. The sacrifice has to be made. All right, well. But did you do it for you, or did you like do it because somebody else told you to do it? Because if somebody else told you to do it, it's not who you are. You have everybody is born, everybody has a mental compass inside their brain. Okay? You don't have to ask anybody what to do. You can figure it out on your own because nobody knows who you are except you. People's advice? Why can't you think about it and make your own decision? And think about okay, you know what? I got to decide here. Let me think what's best and let me just go for it. Whatever, and that's it. Other people going to run your life? Other people going to tell you what to do? What the hell's wrong with you? That's for sub people. Submissive people. Let people do. Tell them what to do. They're the ones that get fucked. My friend called me today. I told you this one guy, the guy. I made like $300, 2 hours of work, doing my flyering and stuff like that. I said, man, that's great. You know how rare it is? They makes that kind of money for doing that. That's why it's so rare. Same guy. So when his boss, so he refers to him, I love that, tells him, hey, we need you out in fucking wherever, like all the. Yeah, yes, boss, yes. Damn. How much the boss make? Because he told me that the boss gives him the reason he got so much is because his club made so much money. Who's making money, okay? And who's getting a crumb, a morsel? Remember what I talked about? The buffet of everything, and you're getting a couple crumbs. While these guys, they're running everything. It's a buffet and then some. You're contributing. You're contributing. And you know what? I want you to think about this. People like the work in the markets. Yeah, they do a great service. They help out. How would the market be run if it wasn't for people? This is called engaging. Like I'm not. It sounds like I'm criticizing, but this is about engagement. This is about thinking, like understanding. Stallone's talked about this. He said, I could have took a regular job instead of sleeping in the New York Port Authority for 3 weeks or whatever. But I knew if I took a regular job, then whatever dreams that I had, it would be over. And he's right. He was fucking right, okay? You don't have time to think when you're working for somebody else. You don't have time to write scripts and stuff. You don't have time. You don't have time to be creative because your mind is being controlled. You're busy working for somebody else. You're doing what they're telling you to do. How do you have time to think and be creative and come up with the great ideas and do things? You can't. And that's the sacrifice. That's the fucking sacrifice. A lot of those people that became ultra successful, you don't know, okay? Most people invent something. People say, you're crazy. He's an artist. In that 1900, whatever, he was on it. I forget why. He was trying to work for some other company, and he drew this picture, this cartoon of this rat. What do you think? What do you think? It's going to be this Mickey rat. You're out of your fucking mind. People are terrified of rats and stuff. There's no fucking cartoon for kids. No one's going to go for that. Okay, what about it's a mouse? It's a mouse. Mickey, a mouse? Do you know what people do in their homes when they see mice? They freak out. They kill it. It will never work. Forget about it. I told the story to a family like that when I was in Anaheim yesterday in the afternoon. Well, that guy didn't forget about it. And he expanded on it. Made it into a family with all different characters. Minnie Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck. The guy was Walt Disney. Okay? They told him he's fucking crazy. The most popular comic strip back then was called Mutt and Jeff. You probably never heard of it. I've heard of it. Because I do research. Now everybody, Walt Disneyland's the biggest thing ever in the world. It's the biggest entertainment enterprise on the planet. Because of one guy that believed in a cartoon character that nobody else did. When you think about that, when people tell you you're fucking crazy, no one's gonna go for that. No one's, yeah? Those people, you want to kill a big dream? You tell it to a small-minded individual. Steve Harvey said. Another guy that went through a lot, slept in his car for 3 years. 3 years! But he had to go to this talent show. He believed. He wanted winning like $50. He drove all the way to Florida, I think from New York. It was crazy what he went through to get to that small talent show. His girlfriend goes, what are you wasting your life for? What are you, you're not going to make nothing. You made $50. What are you crying for? Because he knew. He knew he had the talent. He said, I'm going to make it. That $50, you don't understand. That's the spark. There's going to be a big giant fire before you know it. That was the spark, the catalyst. Gave him the confidence, and he could entertain a crowd and win a small show $50. So he knew that endeavor, comedy, if you're that fucking good, the audience, you build this following. He knew. It took him time. And boy, did it ever after that. Holy shit. How much money that guy makes from all these shows and everything? Holy fuck. Yeah. From nothing. I find that interesting. Think about, sometimes I'm not saying, to try to be the next Steve Harvey or whatever, the next Walt Disney. I'm not saying that. But think about like that average. And think about what you're doing. Like you're only here for a certain limited amount of time. You trying to help anybody or anything? I think I am. I put this on here. In a way, I'm trying to give back. I'm trying to help myself to be a better person. How are you trying to be a better person? Think about these things. Anyway, that's all for now. I'm going to make some tea and strive to be better. Strive to be better in all facets of life. If you get angry easily, challenge that. Challenge deficiencies. Challenge yourself. One more thing, one last thing. That one dance, that guy, it was like one of the promoters of the dance event that I went to. I could not believe he knew all these guys that got me started. He was like 60 years old. I said, how the hell do you know Wayne? How do you? It's the guy that started with when he said, oh, I was on Bandstand. That fucking Dick Clark, that prick. And then he went off. Yeah, he's fucking. No one's ever made it in this. No, the only guy that made it was Shabba-Doo. The only guy that ever made it. Everybody else and just kept bad mouthing. The dance industry, how it turned. It didn't. I said, were you ever on television or anything? Any worldwide recognition? Anything? No, it's nothing. Nowhere to go with it. It's a nothing. It just kept naysaying. Like it really, something happened. Like it just never became like he. I don't know. I know I used to be bitter too, like that. I used to. So what happened? I decided to figure out why I was becoming upset. And I did something about it. Because I don't want to take that out on anybody. It's not for them to. I think he was trying to make me feel his pain or something. I was just curious. I was like 60 years old. I could not believe he knew all these people that I knew and all the history. This guy knew his shit. I told him I wrote a dance movie. Nah, I never were. You don't even know what I've done. You're not even willing to listen. Do you know how hard it is to write a 100-page formatted script with a complete story, character development that flows properly, that's inspirational? Now, do you know how hard it is? After you've done all that, then it's registered. Have somebody read it. Somebody of power. Take something that's very, very difficult to do and times it by 100. There's a handful of people in Hollywood that have power. Okay. Well, there's Netflix and there's all these other streams. Okay. I'm not saying it's impossible to submit a log line, a slug line, or maybe a treatment, a one-page synopsis, a summary of your story to one of these people. Yeah. What are the odds of them making it? What are the odds of even getting it optioned? Okay. But instead of dreaming and talking about it, I fucking tried. I'm in the gray area. I wrote the script. I registered it. And I reached out to some of the most powerful people in Hollywood. Okay? I went to their mailboxes in their homes and I put my copies of my treatment in there. I called, I emailed very powerful people that I thought I might have something. Nothing happened. But at least I tried. My whole life's not banked on that. But I would not have closure unless I really fucking gave everything I had and tried. Okay? Yeah, I tried to reach out to Stallone. Yeah. Okay? I said powerful people. And his producers too from Rocky, Winkler and Chardoff. And their sons are in the business. Try to reach out to them too. Yes, yes. Okay? When I say I try, I fucking try. The problem is, it doesn't always work. It doesn't. I walked into Jennifer Lopez's office. Yeah, inside. I was inside there, uninvited. How'd you get in there? I tried. Okay? Because I believed what I wrote was such a beautiful story. That's why I tried. Okay? And that's why you never heard of me. Because you never hear people unless they really make it. I was the oldest person to be featured on the season 1 premiere of So You Think You Can Dance. On the premiere of season 1. I was too old for the show. But people were complaining online, yeah, you're too old. I went down there. And I waited in line with thousands of people. The bottom line, I got some of the longest airtime footage of anybody that went down there, that was shown on television. How'd you get that? Because I fucking tried. I believed. I'm not the one that producers told them how to run their show. I knew, just like Steve Harvey did. Because if you're that good and you put in that much time, they can't ignore you. They can't. It shines. That's how good you have to be at something. Get so good, they can't ignore you. Or whatever. But it's hard. It's harder. You know how many scripts people have to write sometimes? That's what it takes. I have other stuff that I've written. Not complete though. That's on me. How important is it to you? A lot of people have to write plenty of scripts till something gets picked up. They're professional writers that haven't made a fucking penny, but they're trying. How hard is that? It's a passion, though. I appreciate all your comments and your negative ones. The people that throw those negative ones, take a good look in the mirror. And try to go from here to here. Try to challenge yourself. Forget about this. Try to go from being a Homo-Inferior up. Okay? Don't be part of the garbage. There's plenty of garbage out there. And then once you get to start getting out of that you're not that anymore, then you can work on your way up. That's how you become enlightened. You know, Dr. Wayne Dyer said something really, really interesting. If you never heard of him, look him up. Listen to his stuff. So when someone gives me a great compliment, that's nice. Yeah. And then somebody will give him a put down. That's great, yeah. Couldn't get a rise out of him. Most people get so easily offended when someone gives you a put down because their egos are so fragile. Because they're down here. Even the average person have weak mind. They're not up here. I can call somebody a name and what'd you call me? So easily offended because they're fragile ego. It's like a fucking balsa wood. It's nothing. Nobody taught you how not to let, because that's the problem. Nobody taught anybody any of this. You're taught to accept compliments. Oh, thank you. And then when someone fucking throws a curveball at you, you're like, would you fucking call me? Would you shame on me? What a fucking, most people. They can't. Because they're being controlled by people up here. If you get so easily offended, I have news for you. You are under control of their power. Okay? Period. Because you're allowing what they say to infect you and affect you. You weren't taught how to hit a curveball. What I mean by that is not throw another comment back, not hit it back at them. You can, but that's not the right, getting engagement stuff is, you're wasting your energy on them. My point is when someone says something, either good or bad, it shouldn't affect you either way. That's what Dr. Wayne Dyer's talked about. Okay? That's why he was up there. That's the Homo superior. It's not just one type of guy. There's plenty of people that are up there. All right? Joe Rogan's another one. Bezos is another one. There's plenty of people that are Homo superiors in all different ways. And there's people that aren't famous that are up there too. They're just, they're up there. They're beyond the average level of thinking. And when you think of thinking, you're thinking like Jeopardy intelligence and stuff. It has nothing to do with that. That's book smart. That's encyclopedia smart. That counts for nothing. It's irrelevant because you can look up anything on the internet now. You don't need to have it all and hear all that. That's entertainment nonsense, okay? That's not enlightened. That's not superior, Homo superior. That's not relevant in intelligence, okay? It sounds like it is, but it's not. It's like in chess. There's only so many grandmasters on the planet. A couple thousand maybe or something, I don't know. Out of 100 million people that play or something. 100 million. Only a couple thousand. Just like this. Out of this. It's the same thing. Those people that are the Homo superiors, it's like there's only this many out of all this. There's more in the gray area. So that would constitute maybe your international masters, national masters, FIDE master, maybe you're even your title player, your expert or something. They're in that gray area, big gray area above the normal, the average. Excuse me. Even somebody that thinks outside the box, and trying and like trying to come up with, work on things. They're in the lower part of that gray area, but they're still there. They're not in the average, okay? And they're sure as hell ain't down there. And there's plenty of people down there. Wayne Dyer talked about traffic and dealing with the way, how he would deal with situations, road rage and everything. Road rage or anything like that, I'm sorry, you're down there. You get upset so easily, I'm sorry, you're down there. Same thing. Your ego is so fragile, you get upset so easily because you're a fucking baby. And a baby cries when it doesn't get its way. And that's what an adult does. They get mad when they don't get their way so easily. When I got on the wrong train, because of that fucker, that guy, and then I got on the wrong train, everything was against me. Everything. I'm going the wrong way. I'm not going to make Anaheim or nothing. How easy was it for me? Would it be for me to get upset in that situation? Easy as fuck, okay? The conductor I was talking to, and then I started talking to myself. I go, now's the time to remain calm. You're being challenged right now. In my mind, I'm saying to myself, I know it. Everything's going against me. So I start thinking, how can I address this? Tactical analysis. Everything's going against me right now. What can I do? Get off at Glendale, all right? It's early yet, all right? Instead of getting mad and everything like that, I calmly thought things through. I knew there was a way I could get out of this. Even when everything went wrong, and I made everything go right. Because I was calm. Instead of getting angry in situations. an emotional decision when you're upset. I eliminated the anger and I got that. God said that's not going to help me. Now is the time when you're tested to stay calm and think. That means you're going up. People in traffic getting mad and everything like that. It's their fault that they don't know how to drive. Or I don't even drive. The road rage, but I see all this stuff, the angry and stuff like that. And then you're getting mad because somebody in front of you they don't know what they're doing. You're getting mad. Who's the fool? Yeah, it's you. Yes, it's you. You don't know it. You don't know it. And that's what separates a Homo inferior from an average person to somebody that's in the gray area, working their way, hopefully, toward to being a Homo superior. Hope you like this one. I'm gonna make some tea. I had some ice cream, it's pretty good.